Hi, this is David Duty with Common Sense Commodities, and I wanted to show you the economics calendar, the reports calendar. Uh, First, I want you to think for a minute, how many times have you been caught on the wrong side of an economics report? I know it's happened to me and every other trader that I know. All of a sudden you're in a market, maybe you're in the US dollar, maybe you're in the S&P, or another one of the markets that could be affected by an economic report, like the bonds or the notes, the Dow, the Russell. I mean, there's so many markets that are affected by these reports. And you weren't even aware that the report was coming out. And all of a sudden you get blindsided by a report. Uh, and it costs you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Or how many times have you looked at getting into a trade? As an example, here's March 2016 calendar. On Tuesday the 1st, you can see at 10 o'clock a.m. we had the ISM manufacturing PMI report. Uh, and that came out at 10 o'clock. If you didn't know that report was coming out, and all of a sudden maybe at 8 or 9 o'clock that morning you start looking at the market and you're saying, well, that's looking a little bullish or a little bearish this morning, I think I'll jump in, and not even aware that in an hour or 2 hours from there you're going to have a major report that comes out that could affect that market. If you're already in that market, you could be tightening stops, locking in profits, or looking at getting into that market after the report comes out. So it's very, very critical for you to know what time these reports come out. Now, you can also notice that I've got links. As an example, here's on the 16th down here. I've got several events on the 16th that came out. FOMAC at 1 o'clock, huge move. 9:30 crude oil report. 9:15 industrial production. At 8:30, the core CPI reports come out. And on each one of these, I've got notes, as you can see, and links to the government site where this report will be shown. All right. Not sure on the time. One source says 7:30, another one says it's 8:30. I've got it set here for 8:30 because in this one it says 8:30, but there was another site that I said, they told me 7:30. But I'm leaning it toward 8:30 on that one. But anyway, here's an example of the British pound over here on the 17th coming out. Multiple reports that day. Actually, they started coming out like 3 o'clock in the morning. And very, very big reports. I have an alert here, which I'll show you. Let me just open this, and I'm going to say at 3 o'clock a.m. those reports start coming out. And they go for about 6 hours, various times during that day. So I'm going to put in here that they last for 6 hours. All right. Now then, you'll notice that I've also got notes under here. If you're trading the Great British Pound, be very careful. This morning, multiple reports are coming out. And you can also see that there's a little bell reminder looking thing. That's what that is. That is a bell. Here's FOMAC. As you can see, I can click on the event here, and I can then click on my reminders event, and I've got an email and a text message reminder that will go out 1 day before. Then the second reminder goes out as an email and a text message 2 hours before. All right, and if you subscribe to the reminders part of it, you're going to get those reminders at any time that I set up. Usually they're the day before and an hour or two before a report that comes out. So you can't say I didn't know, because you'll know a day in advance, and you'll also know an hour or two in advance of when that report comes out. These are major, major market moving reports. Let me see what else I can show you here on the economics calendar real quick. Here we've got views. We've got a day view, week view, month view, year view, event view if you want to look at just the events. Standard views, no weekends. You can set it up any way that you want to. This calendar is actually going to be on the web. So you'll have access to it. You can set it up. You're going to be your personal calendar, and you can set it up any way that you want to. All right. Now the calendar that you get, obviously you can't go in and change anything that I put on my calendar. Yours is a view-only calendar. Your reminders will go out. Let me show you what a reminder looks like. So hold on for just a second. I'll pull up an actual reminder. This came off my website, and it was just an example of an email reminder that went out. As you can see, this was the USDA reports reminder. On March the 9th, from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, we had the WASDE crop production. Huge report coming out. That's on the USDA reports calendar, which I'll show you in another video. But this was reminder number 2. And that went out a couple of hours before that crop production report. The first reminder went out the day before that report. And so you'll be notified, obviously, of any of the reports that go out. So let's go back in here and take a look at a week view just as an example. Here this week we didn't have anything except on Thursday the 24th. You could jump to today, which is, the 25th. We don't have any reports coming out today. It's Good Friday. You could go backwards a week in time. All right? Or you could just go back and look at the month view. All right? So that's the economics calendar. They are critical for you. As far as trading, you've got to know when these reports are coming out, and you need to know in advance when these reports are coming out. That's what the reminders are for. So you never get blindsided again. And of course, you don't want to get into a market before a report comes out. You want to wait till that report comes out. But if you're already into a market and you know the report's coming out, then you need to be aware that report's coming out, tighten your stops, lock in some profits, etc. All right, take care. I'll see you on the next video.